The new Nicaragua, it gets worse. I'm Steve Hendrix with your Global Minute. A new UN human rights report came out this past week. The human rights situation in Nicaragua has seriously deteriorated over the past year following arbitrary arrests, mistreatment of detainees, attacks on indigenous people, and intimidation of political opponents. Human rights violations in Nicaragua have been ongoing since 2018, when university students and other civil society activists began protesting a new Social Security Act and calling for dictator Daniel Ortega to step down. The violent crackdown by security forces resulted in numerous deaths and injuries and severe restrictions on the freedoms of expression, religion, and other rights under a weaponized justice system. Human rights defenders, independent media outlets, and other organizations advocating for political change have no governmental recognition. They have been persecuted by authorities following the closure of thousands of civil society groups. Indigenous people and people of African descent have also experienced violence, with at least 2 reported killings by those seeking to expropriate their land. Religious groups have faced further undue restrictions, including 27 Catholic priests and seminarians wrongly arrested between October 2023 and January 2024. Many religious groups have seen their legal non-governmental organization status revoked. New presidential elections in Nicaragua are not due until 2026. The last time around, dictator Ortega banned opponents from running. He arrested all the main opposition groups and shut down the newspapers. I would expect the same this time. The old Nicaraguan dictator Anastasio Somoza never even tried to do these things. Ortega will feel emboldened by the fake election in Venezuela in July, which allowed that dictator, Nicolas Maduro, to stay in power. In fact, that plan in Caracas, Venezuela was right out of the Daniel Ortega playbook. For a full backstory, check out my book, The New Nicaragua. As you read it, keep your seatbelt on. Both Nicaragua and Venezuela are now aligned with Iran, Cuba, Russia, and China. Until democracy returns to these beautiful and important countries, expect the best and the brightest who are still in the country to try to escape. What would you do if you had to live there? This week, 136 political prisoners, mainly Christians, were allowed to leave Nicaragua and go to Guatemala. I am proud of the people of Guatemala for admitting these refugees and giving them a safe harbor. Ortega likes to bluster that he doesn't care about international opinion. Yet his complete lack of legitimacy underscores how vulnerable he is. These dictators look invincible until one day they aren't. This will not end well for Ortega or Venezuela's Maduro. I'm Steve Hendrix for your Global Minute.